Alex Little, a defense attorney and former assistant federal prosecutor. So the FBI comes out of this with a black eye, to say the least. How do they go about fixing that or getting rid of the taint that now is attached to the Bureau's reputation?
I think the best thing the FBI can do is what they do every day, which is put their head down, work cases, investigate without fear or favor, and take a case where the facts lead them. That's what they've done for decades, and that's what they'll try to do now going forward. I think the new director's statements in that regard are promising, and I think they just have to, go to work every day and do their job.
But everything that we have learned from the Inspector General's report suggests that at least a lot of FBI agents sort of had their fingers on the scales of this election, and it's going to take a long time to wipe that from people's memories, isn't it?
Well, that's just blatantly false. There are more than 1,000 FBI special agents. There are 5 who are mentioned in that report. So I think it defames those FBI agents to say that there's a whole host of agents there who somehow are trying to affect an election. We had an election where Director Comey certainly broke protocol in making statements about an ongoing investigation that didn't lead to any indictments. We had an ongoing investigation that's now led to 20 indictments that was not talked about. So I don't think it's fair to say there was an FBI den of thieves the way the president does that somehow affected this election.
But when you have Peter Strzok, who is, a top FBI official, he's participating in the Hillary Clinton email investigation, and he writes to his lover that we're going to stop Donald Trump from becoming president, and then he winds up on the Mueller Russia investigation team. It just smells.
It doesn't smell if you read the whole report. It smells if you do what all the Republicans and some of the Democrats are doing, taking things out of context. What this very thorough report said was that there was no impropriety in the investigation and the conclusions that it drew. The report is very clear that it was a correct conclusion not to charge Hillary Clinton with the crime. And so we could continue talking about these 2 individuals who had an affair, who said things in pillow talk that I think is not different from probably hundreds of other FBI agents on both sides of the aisle who wanted President Trump to be elected or wanted Hillary Clinton to be elected. That's not unusual.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and yes, there are, 5 agents named, but when a couple of them are this public with their feelings and it all comes out, it raises questions about the other thousands of agents that you're talking about.
They weren't public with their feelings. They were having an affair. They were trying to hide from their spouses.
But it became public, I'm sure, much to their chagrin.
Well, I think if we were to go look, I know plenty of FBI agents who are about as on the right and as conservative as they could be. I did not doubt for a second when I work with them on cases that they didn't bring their personal political biases into a case. The results speak for themselves, and that's what I think we have to do here. That's what Director Wray has to focus on here, is what are the results? Can we find cases that have facts that support them and pursue them? With Hillary Clinton, there weren't facts to support them. They didn't pursue it. With the Mueller investigation, we now have 20 grand jury indictments plus that have been supported by actual facts. So I think what we have to see in this country is focus on the rule of law. We don't, indict people at a political rally by saying lock them up. We have to present evidence. We have to put that evidence before a jury, and a jury has to convict people. That's the rule of law. When we actually talk about the rule of law, that's what it is. And that's what the FBI is going to continue to do. I hope they continue to do it. I feel hopeful that they will, and we'll see.
So you're telling our viewers that they should have full confidence in the work the men and women at the FBI are doing?
The FBI is the best law enforcement agency in the world. The fact that the President of the United States, for his own personal purposes, because his affiliates and inner circle are being subject to investigation, sees fit to defame them, well, that's his choice. But I don't think we as the public in America need to do that. But the FBI has done plenty of things wrong, but let's judge them by the results.
Fair to say that Peter Strzok and Lisa Page didn't help their agency.
No, they didn't, and I think they'll suffer some internal consequence for that. I mean, I think there's absolutely clear that when you're working on high-profile investigations, you've got to operate sort of beyond the pale, and they didn't do that, and they're going to pay a price for that.
Alex Little, who has a long history there in Washington working for the Department of Justice, thank you.
Thank you.